Hello everyone, I'm Christopher Kent, and I'd like to share some thoughts with you on a subject that really excites passion within me, and that is the claim that chiropractic care causes strokes. I have a very unique perspective on this situation because 25 years ago I had a stroke. I was simply lying in bed trying to fall asleep and turn my head to one side. When that happened, my right SCM went into spasm. I stood up, my body went numb, I was unable to walk. In the ambulance I was having difficulty breathing and they were having to assist my breathing with an ambu bag, and by the time I arrived at the ER, all four limbs were paralyzed and my ability to breathe was compromised. I was on a mechanical ventilator, and it was after getting a chiropractic adjustment that I started to recover. So my experience has been that chiropractic care can actually benefit individuals who have had a stroke, and that our detractors have taken one of our strongest points, safety, and flipped it in an effort to discourage people from getting the chiropractic care that they need. I have a very unique perspective on this, not just because I'm a stroke patient and not just because I'm a chiropractor, but because I'm an attorney as well. And I'm familiar with the rules of legal evidence as well as the rules of scientific evidence. And because of my personal experience, I've been driven to read everything that I could find on the subject of the purported causal relationship between so-called chiropractic neck manipulation or cervical adjusting and stroke. And what I've done is I've put this all together in a program for you. I've looked at papers that deal with case reports. I've dealt with papers that have actually looked at the forces that are employed during cervical procedures using accelerometers and other tools, looking at the flow of blood through the relevant vessels using Doppler ultrasonography, looking at just what information is available out there. And what the information shows is that the forces employed in so-called cervical neck manipulation are actually less than those in range of motion exams, and that they are far below the failure point for the vertebral and internal carotid arteries. So what we do in this program is give you an opportunity to access the information that's taken me years on and off to compile, and also to analyze and explain to you. We've got a couple videos that I've put together, the first dealing with stroke generally, the mechanisms of stroke, and the scientific evidence associated with same, some diagnostic imaging studies including 3D CT angiograms that I think you'll find quite interesting. And after this background, we talk about the alleged causal relationship between cervical manipulation or cervical adjusting and stroke. We look at some of the reports that have occurred in both scientific journals and the popular media, and we debunk the logical fallacies that are employed to manipulate, and I mean that in the pejorative sense, the population into being scared of getting cervical adjustments. We need people that have the strength, that have the passion, that have the knowledge to answer these questions. They will arise in your practice if they haven't already. Indeed, whenever there's a wave of adverse publicity, I've observed that it's had a negative effect on practices in the areas that are affected. So I want to give you the intellectual ammunition you need to respond to this, to show that chiropractic care is indeed one of the safest interventions in the healing arts, and that there is simply no competent scientific evidence to establish a causal relationship between one and the other, and that in fact there are many events that are far more likely statistically to occur than a stroke following a cervical adjustment. The fact that one event follows another does not establish causality. That's the essence of our understanding of this situation, and I haven't seen any competent evidence to suggest that these events are any more common than they are as a matter of random chance. So please take a look at this program. make sure that you have the intellectual ammunition, that you have the literature background, that you have the understanding of stroke, so that you can respond intelligently when you're confronted with these questions, either by patients, by people in your community, or by the media. So, have a great day. I'm Christopher Kent.